Jai Hind everyone, welcome again to the Patriotic IAS. Let's start our daily news analysis session, that is IAS PCSwala daily news analysis. Under that we will study major news that is relevant for the UPSC and the state PCS. And we have today we have a lot of area that we are going to cover, and many area is new, and they are from the diverse perspective, GS paper 1 to GS paper 4. All topic has been covered for the 2 days news discussion. So we will start with this damage recoverable. Now already we had this type of the act with the Haryana and UP. Now we have brought into the Uttarakhand. So let's see how it is going to safeguard, but how it is going to impact other area as well. Okay. So there is the connection with the your right to protest, and this bill has the potential to curb that right as well. So we will see into the detail. Then we will study this. There is a act of the courage. Elderly people, they run for a few meters to save the collision between the rail there was a truck that was stuck into the rail track. So you can give your example whenever you are going to write your ethics paper or the essay paper, such courageous examples. Okay. Then we will study this Congress issues whip to the for the Singhvi in the Rajya Sabha poll. So we will try to know what is the method of the Rajya Sabha election in the brief manner. After that, we will study this NGT direct 53 cities to submit report on the pollution. So we will see that what are the major pollutants under a different act that prevent the air pollution. So GS paper 3 environment. Okay, so after that we will study this Attukal Pongala, and this is the festival celebrated into the Kerala, and this is the women specific festival. Okay, after that we will study this discovery of the temple into the Telangana, and that's so that Chalukya reign was extended to the Telangana. Till now we were thinking that it is confined to the area of the Maharashtra and the Andhra Pradesh and some extent to the some area of the Gujarat. But maximum it is to the Maharashtra and the Andhra Pradesh. But yes, it is also into the distant area of the Telangana as well. Okay. Then we will, okay, it will be the part of our GS paper 1 history. Then we will study C20 engine, cryogenic engine. So we will see the basic technology behind this under the GS paper 3 science and technology. It will be prelims as well as mains specific. Okay. After that, we will study what is the planets. We know the planets, but now we have the planets. Okay, so just as the prelim is specific. After that, we will see that the end of the Raisina dialogue and what we have achieved under this. So again, this is like the revision and recap of whatever we have done. And after that, we will study this impact of the Uttarakhand, the uniform civil bill that it has passed and it is there pending for the presidential consent. So we will see that how it is going to impact the freedom to love. Okay. After that, we also have the topic that we have to cover, such as we will cover this space private player into the space exploration, and this is the successful into the case of the US. So we will study that. This is the After that, we will study this IMEC. This is the India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor. India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor. How it is, we will see that how it is going to impact India's trade. What is the case that is going into the. Let's see. Already this is in the news, so it will be like the recap and revision. And after that, we will study this. Why this Google paused its Gemini ability to generate the image, and what are the recently we have seen the controversy associated with it. Okay, so this will be under the GS paper 3 science and technology. Okay, so this will be all about. Let's start with our front page. The first news is with respect to the Uttarakhand to bring damage and recoverable. Under that, if there will be the protest, there will be the such movement, and if there is the damage of the private and public property, so those who are involved have to pay the compensation, okay, for the whatever the damage has been or the loss of the property has been there. Beside that, for this there will be a tribunal, and the tribunal will be headed by a retired judge, that will be the district judge. Okay, so you should remember a retired judge, and it will be the district judge. Okay, so it would handle the assessment and orders of the damage recovery, and after the detailed discussion. Okay, but the thing is that there is the chances of the misuse, because you know that as per the nature of the protest, there will be the nature of this tribunal, and that will be in the hand of the government will constitute this tribunal. So there is the chances that the freedom, like the freedom of the protest under the article 19(1)(a), 1(c), 1(b), all that in the combined provide the, it is not explicit that this is not explicit fundamental right, that the right to protest, but yes, if you will go through the article 19(a), 19(b) and 19(c), it will be there. Okay, so where it started recently, this was the origin is into the Haldwani riots. There was the conflict between two community, and it was due to there was the demolition of the mosque and madrasa that was built onto the Najul land. What is the Najul land? This is the government land that is given on the lease to the other person, maybe to the private person, and handled by the private person. The lease could be the 99 years, maybe whatever the period that is decided by the government. So that is the Najul period, and many times Najul period is converted to the private land, and in that case the conflict between the government and the private member starts. So yes, this was due to this, and this Najul land started during the colonial period. When the colonial period, they confiscated the land of the king, opposing king. They brought all those land into the Najul land. Okay, so you should know. Next important news that we will take is, again, this is the news that already we have studied into the story discussion, household consumption expenditure survey, and we saw that government has shown that yes, there is the reduction in the share of the total expenditure of the food as compared to the overall income of the person. Means if I am earning 100 rupees, previously it was the 52 rupees that I was spending on the food. Now it is the 46 rupees. Now 6 rupees I have, and this 6 rupees I can use into the other expenditure. It could be the clothing, it could be the medical, it could be the education, it could be on the transportation, different type of there are a lot of expenditures beyond the food expenditure. So this is good. Beside that, our government official, this V.R. Subramaniam, it has mentioned that there has been the reduction of the poverty, and it has gone below the 5%. And now, as per him, okay, beside that, it is giving that now the people are consuming the products like the TV, fridge, mobile phones, cars. So the expenditure on this area has increased as the food expenditure on food has decreased. Okay, so this is all about, you should know. And here it is comparison that as per the Niti Aayog multidimensional poverty index, 11% of the population was below poverty line last year. Now the government official Subramaniam is saying that now it has reached to the less than 5%. Maybe next year they will say that there is no poverty, nothing. Majorly everyone is happy. Okay. So next news, this is very interesting news. There was a train, and that train was moving by a ghost. There was no pilot, there was no driver. This train moved for the 70 kilometer. Okay, so everyone thinking that someone has stolen this train. Okay, the thing was that the driver who deboarded from the train, he forget to pull the handle brake before the deboarding, and it was into the automatic mode, and this train move for the 70 kilometers from the Kathua in the Jammu and Kashmir and to the Hoshiarpur in the Punjab. In the Hoshiarpur, the people were by the applying different obstruction, by that they able to stop. Okay, so they stop this near the Uchi Basi at the Mukerian in the Punjab, and yes, this is by the placing the wood block on the train to slow down the train. Okay, and this train has 53 wagons. This was not just one or two wagon. 53 wagon was moving without the driver. Okay, so this is possible. Anything is possible here. Next important news that we are going to take is this is from the railway again, but this is very positive news because this old guy, this old couple, they saved from the collision of a truck and a train, because there was in the night near about at the 12 in the night, a, a truck that was passing through the railway track that is stuck into the railway track, and there was a train was coming towards this both run for the many meters, and they indicated by their torch to the locomotive pilot the indication that please stop, and by that it stopped. So they prevented a accident. Okay, and that's why there was the delay in the few of the train, like the Chennai Igmore Kollam Express was delayed for the 2 hours. Okay, so but the thing is that this is good. You can write this example into the your ethics paper whenever you are going to give the example of the courage. Okay. Next important is this is a Safeword, nomadic Safeword. This is in the Behror, Rajasthan. So just let me show you that where is the Behror in the Rajasthan. So this is near about the Alwar. This is Alwar, and yes, this is Behror. Okay, so just you should know Behror, nothing, just it has shown in the paper a picture, that's why we are. Next important news is with respect to that Houthi attack and the conflict that is going on between the US, UK, all they are combined. They are trying to prevent this Houthi attack, but the Houthi attack is continue, and you should just know that already we are continuously seeing that there is this combined force of the US, UK, and other Western countries like the New Zealand, Denmark, Bahrain, Canada, Netherlands, all they have trying to prevent such attack. So the most important thing you should know, Houthi and Al Masida television. This is the Houthi then, and the capital of Yemen is the Shana. So just this is the basic information you should know. Next important news that you should take is this the Rajya Sabha election that is going on. Just you should know that what is the method of the election. This is the indirect election. This is not the directly participate. This is not the directly participated by the citizen. It is the MLA who vote. First thing you should know. Second thing is that you should know that this is done by the proportional voting system. Under that proportional, if there is the 3 seat and there is the 100 MLAs of total MLAs in a particular state assembly, and out of 120 is with the near about yes, if there is the 30, and this means that if it should be the if there is the 70s MLAs of the BJP and 30 MLAs of the Congress. So one seat will go for the Congress. Near about 2 seat will go for the BJP. The system is that total vote value that is divided by the number of seat plus 1, and that is added to the 1. This is the method by that we decide the voting value for the each of the member. And this is by the single transferable vote. Single transferable vote means if there is the quota for each of the member, okay, if there is the election for the Rajya Sabha, so there will be decided that, just let me explain, there is the thing that there is the 100 MLAs into the some state, and the Rajya Sabha election is going on, and there is the 3 seats. Okay, so there will be the number of the values of the MLA that will done by the multiplying 100. So 10,000 10,000 will be the value of the total vote. And if we have to decide each member will assign that this quota of the vote, if you will receive, you will get the seat. So if how the quota is decided? This is decided by the dividing this total number of the valued vote by the number of the seat plus 1, okay, and plus 1. Okay, so what will be this? This is the 4 if you will divide 2501, if this vote has been given to the a member, that will be elected. Okay, if member is getting more than that vote, there is the preferential system that the ballot has the preference that is given. If there is the 3 seat, so each a, if think that A, B, C, 3 member is being elected, so the MLAs are given choice to give preference for the 1 to A, 2 and 3, whatever the preference he want to give to the 3 member that is contesting. Okay, so this is the way. If the more vote is given to him, he has received more vote than the quota, this is the 2500, so in that case the surplus vote will be transferred to the other person which had the second preference for the same ballot. Okay, if here the second ballot is given to the B, so the remaining vote will be transferred to the B as the first preference. Okay, so this is the method you should know. When we will study this Rajya Sabha, we will study it in a detailed manner. Next important news is with respect to this NGT directed 53 cities to submit report on the pollution. So you should know this air quality index. This is maintained by the Central Pollution Control Board, and there is the 12 indicators, 12 pollutants that is considered for the this quality index. Okay, so you should know this PM 10 and PM 2.5, that is very common. Then sulfur dioxide, this is also cause for the acid rain. Nitrogen dioxide, then ozone, lead, carbon monoxide, ammonia, benzene, okay, benzopyrene, arsenic and nickel. So these are the pollutants, key pollutants. There is no CO2, there is no methane, because they are responsible for the global warming. They are not here as the pollutants, air pollutants. Please remember that. Okay. Next important news is with respect to the Attukal Pongala. This is the festival celebrated into the Kerala, and particularly in a temple in the Thiruvananthapuram. The name of this temple is the Attula Bhagwat Devi temple, and this is into the Thiruvananthapuram. Okay, Thiruvananthapuram. Here, this is news from the Thiruvananthapuram, and the name of deity is the Attukula Bhagwati, and this is the based on the this under this festival, this women they cook, they offer a special. This is known as the Pandara Addupu. This is the mainly made up of the rice, jaggery and coconut, ghee and banana, and they offer to the deity. There is the story behind that. You must have studied into your history this Tamil epic Silpadhikaram, and under that there is a story that there was a lady and her husband. The name of lady was the Kaniga. Okay, Kanakgi and Kanakki, both are pronunciated, and the name of husband was the Kovalam. So they moved to the Madurai, and in the Madurai, this family doesn't have the money, but they have the some of the jewelry. The women have jewelry, and she gave this jewelry to the her husband, please go and sell it, and after that whatever the money you will get, you start a business. But when the person goes to the a goldsmith to sell his this jewelry, that goldsmith was a bit clever. He just manipulated and he accused the Kovalam as the thief, and a similar type of the jewelry that was being lost by the king of the Madurai, particularly it was taken by that goldsmith. So he accused that this person stole your jewelry, and in the court when this goldsmith go and report it to the king, falsely he manipulated. He himself stole that particular jewelry, but by falsely he accused and manipulated, and the Kovalam was given the death sentence. So when the Kanagi listened that, she went to the court and she proved that the jewelry was her, not it was stolen. And after that, she became so angry, she burned whole city of the Madurai, and from there she was going towards the other destination. In between Attukal was the place where she stayed, and the people of Attukal offer the offering, this offering of rice, the made of the pudding, the sweet pudding made up of the rice jaggery and coconut ghee and banana. So this is all story. So you should know this Attukal Pongala. What are the things that is this is dominated by the women? Mostly it is participated by the women, and that has become the one of the world largest gathering of the women for this festival and this ceremony. Okay, so yes, here it is given that she was going to the Kodungalore in the Kerala, and she stayed in between Attukal. So let me show you if there is a path. Okay, so this is the path. This is the Madurai. From here, she came here, Attukal, and she was proceeding to the Kodugallur. So here she rested, and here the people of Attukal offered that pudding, sweet pudding, and this tradition is from that. And this is considered that this deity, Attukal Bhagwati, is the one of the incarceration of the Kannagi and Kannagi both is so you should remember this Silpadikaram. Okay. Next important news that we will take is with respect to the a very unique type of the behavioral variant of the frontotemporal dementia. Under that, people forget the behavior of the people changes. Here it is the case. One of the person who was the elderly, he was 58 years old, and he went to the a shop, and here he was found into the stealing the some of the product. And when he was caught, so he became that he didn't know, and when it was reported to the his son, so it was very shocking. And when his son went with his father to check up what is going on with the then he find that he is suffering from the some of the neurological disorder, and this is known as the frontotemporal dementia. Okay, so here the behavior of the person changes, and after the MRI, this condition was confirmed that yes, he is suffering, and there is no treatment for this particular condition. Only the precaution is necessary. So you should know. Next important news again from the history, and this is from the a temple that has been discovered into the Telangana, and that so that the Chalukya reign was extended to the this extent a very extended area of the Telangana as well. Okay, so you should know previously we was thinking that this is confined to the Karnataka and Maharashtra. The rule of the Chalukya, you should know that the Chalukya ruled between the 550 AD to the near about 1050 AD. Near about it was the 500 a year, and there is the three three type of the Chalukya reign. One is known as the Chalukya Badami. They were the very initial period they started, and you must have listened the Pulkeshin 1, Pulkeshin 2. These Pulkeshin 1 started, and Pulkeshin 2 that was involved with the fight with the Harshavardhan of the Kannauj. So you will study all this into the latter ancient history and the early medieval history. Okay, so all this you should know. And the second period was the revival of the Chalukya, and this is known as the Western Chalukya. And the last one was the Chalukya, that was the Eastern Chalukya. Their capital was in the Vegin. And the for the early Chalukya, it was the capital was the Badami, also known as the Badapi. Okay, so this is all about with this. Here it has given that the rule of the Badami Chalukya, it is between 543 to 750. After that there was the Western Chalukya, they ruled for the 200 years, and after that there was the Eastern Chalukya. Eastern Chalukya was the continuously, they were the parallelly going with the this Chalukya of the Badami. Okay, Chalukya of the Badami. So this is all about, you should know some of the important thing you can know about this Chalukya period. Here it is given the, this is the area, this Karnataka, Andhra, and okay, now Telangana, this Maharashtra, some part of the Gujarat, and sometimes they enter into the this Madhya Pradesh as well. So this is the region you should know the important temple, such as the temple at the Paddakal, that is very famous. This is the Bhutnath temple at the Badami. So please see, this is the Bhutnath temple. Okay, so this is in the middle of water. Okay, after that the one famous temple is in the Paddakal. Let me show you. This is the Pattadakal. This is, and this temple is of the Vaishya style. There is the three type of the temple structure. One is the Nagara, second is the Vaishya, and third is the Dravidian. So you should know, southern is the Dravidian, northern is the Nagara, and Deccan, that is the Vaishya style. Okay, next important news. Let's take few of the question that is relevant for the area that we have covered. So take the first question. You please answer into the comment box, and we will discuss all this thing into the hour. Few this 5 session. Okay. First question. Consider following statement with reference to the recent controversies surrounding the Najul land in the Haldwani, Uttarakhand. First, the root of Najul land system lie in the British colony period. Najul land are governed by the uniform central legislation. Which of the above statement is are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. Question number 2. Consider following statement. Jammu and Kashmir, Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh. How many of the above states have enacted legislation similar to the Uttarakhand public and private property damage recoverable? Only 1, only 2, only 3, all the 4. Please answer. Next question. Consider following statement about Uttarakhand public and private property damage recoverable. The bill allow for the confiscation of property of those found guilty in damage public or the private property. Second, the bill require an investigation by a tribunal before any action by can be taken. Which of the above is correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. Question number 4. Which of the following is a potential concern raised by the law similar to the Uttarakhand public and private property damage recoverable? They enhance the right of private property owner. They might curb the fundamental right to the protest. They increase the transparency of judicial proceeding. They promote communal harmony. Please answer. Question number 5. Which of the following factor is primary determinant for allocation of Rajya Sabha seat in different states of India? Area of the state, revenue contribution of the state to the central government, literacy rate of the state, population of the state. Please answer. Next question. The election of Rajya Sabha member use a single transfer level vote. This system implies that an MLA can cast only one vote in Rajya Sabha election. An MLA vote can be transferred if it exceeds the quota needed to elect a candidate. An MLA's vote is counted only once regardless of the preference. All MLA must vote for the candidate. Question number 7. Consider the following pollutants: sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, carbon monoxide, PM10. How many of the above is are key pollutants under the National Ambient Air Quality Standard in India? Only one, only two, only three, all the four. Please answer. Next important news is with respect to the this longest cable stayed bridge that has been the name of this bridge is the Sudarshan Setu, and it has been inaugurated by our Prime Minister Modi ji. And yes, this is in the Rajkot. Okay, so it is going to connect the Okha mainland to the Beit Dwarka Island. And yes, he was into the Rajkot to inaugurate the is yes the for the inauguration of the aims at the 5 places. First Rajkot, second is Bhatinda. You must have been seeing the Bhatinda, then Raebareli, famous constituency for the Congress, Kalyani in the West Bengal, and Mangalgiri. This is in the Andhra Pradesh. Mangalgiri is very close to the capital Amaravati, and this Kalyani is very close to the Kolkata. So please remember all this. Okay. So this Sudarshan Setu, this is the India's longest cable stayed bridge. Why cable stayed? Because it is based on the cables, both sides, and the cable, large number of the cable that make its main. Okay, let me show you. This is the cable. This is the use of the cable, that diagonally opposite cable is used to support this bridge. Okay, so this is the India's longest cable bridge, and the length of this is 2.3 kilometer here given. So please remember all this. This can be used whenever you are going to write for the state PCS. Next important news is with respect to the Gaganyaan, and the engine that we are going to use is the CE-20. C means cryogenic engine. C is that mean. And why the cryogenic is important? Because the capacity to lift the payload is high. This is not into the previously used PSLV engines. In this particular cryogenic engine, what we use the liquid hydrogen, and liquid hydrogen, to maintain this liquid hydrogen is not easy, because we have to maintain it at the very low temperature, that is minus 253 degree, and this is the liquid oxygen at the minus 184 degree. This is the mixture of the hydrogen, liquid hydrogen, and the liquid, because the capacity is high, because the as per this the exhaust velocity is 4.5. Previously we used the solid fuel, that was the this dimethylhydrazine and nitrogen tetroxide. Okay, so here the speed was 3.4 kilometer per second, so a bit higher, not it is more than 25% increase in the speed. So we have achieved, previously it was very difficult to achieve, so you should know. Next important news is with respect to the planets. What are the planets? Planets are the a new type of the planets that orbit not stars but the black holes. So you should remember, maybe in the prelims they can ask. This editorial is with respect to the Palestinian statehood. Already we have lot of news that we have covered, so we are not going to cover it again. And again, this the Uttarakhand Uniform Civil Code that has been used, again it is in the news, but here she is mentioning again the same thing, that the clause that is controversial is the reporting of the whenever a couple is going to live in relationship, and live in relationship, if you are going to report that, it is going to open a floodgate for the harassment. Already this is not acceptable in the society on the morality ground, and whenever there is the living relationship and whenever it will be the intercaste or the inter-religion, then the exploitation will be very high, as we know that the majority of the tendency that thought is not as for the liberal thought. Most of they have the to maintain the status quo and the a bit conservative. So this is the issue with that. There has been such discriminatory law in the previously we have seen the law on the adultery, where the punishment was given to the only the male member, and yes, so even for the consensual sexual relationship there was the, and this was the declared as the unconstitutional under the Joseph Saini versus Union of India case. And here the Supreme Court said that we are disposed to think this would tantamount to the state entering into the real private realm. The same is here. If you are going to report the registrar and registrar will going to report same thing to the police station. So this will be not, actually the state is entering into the your personal life, and where even in the case of the termination you have to go and report, and the limit is the 1 month, okay, in both cases. And there is the criminal charges. If you are not going to report, there is the punishment for the jail term and the fine as well, okay. So this is not good for a democratic liberal state, because it must have a clear policy what to choose criminal and what it doesn't, okay. So this is all about, you should remember. Next important news is with respect to the success of this private landing onto the moon. So it is good news. The intuitive machine, the name of the company is this, you should remember. Recently we saw that the Luna 25 mission failed, and it was the Russia mission on the moon. You should remember that this shows that the Russia, after reaching on the a top pinnacle on the climax, it is going to the down, because its Luna 25 mission failed to achieve the soft landing, okay. Next important news, you should know about this Rasena dialogue already, that has been covered, and we have seen that it was inaugurated by the Greek Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis. Okay, so please remember, and you should remember that we started this particularly the participation of Baltic Nordic Forum. They were combinedly they represented, and you should know what is the Nordic. Five countries known as the Nordic, and three Baltic countries. Already we have discussed five. Those three Scandinavian countries like the Sweden, Norway, and Finland, and one is the Iceland, and the fifth was the Denmark. Five countries are known as the Nord. Okay, so the three Baltic countries, the Latvia, Estonia, and Lithuania. So please remember this. The thing here it has mentioned, this editorial is mentioned that absence of the Russia and the China didn't give the equal presentation of the viewpoint of these two countries, despite the conversation was dominating on the two countries. Besides that, you remember that our external affairs minister has said that the India is now become a Vishwamitra. So please remember, after the Vishwaguru we have become Vishwamitra as well. So here it has given the, we have become Vishwamitra, okay. So, or the friend of the world, okay. So please remember all this thing. Next important news is with respect to the surrogacy law. Why we are surrogacy rule modified? So what is the reason? The main reason is that there was the lacuna, that in the previous rule there was the mention that the what is happens into the this surrogacy. Two couples are there, they do not want to bear the child, they will go for the third woman, and she will surrogate the child, okay. So maybe they could be facing some issue with the reproduction or with the fertility, and by that they will give their sperm and eggs, and after that zygote will be put into the uterus of the surrogate mother, and after that when the child will take birth, the biological assignment will be given to the biological parents. Okay, so this is all about. But in the case if this couple is facing some fertility issue, if they have to take the eggs of that woman or the third person, then it is needed, as per this rule it was prohibited. So there was the so many complaints from the Supreme Court that it is against our fundamental rights, and that's why Supreme Court has asked the government to change, and government has changed. Okay, so there is the also case with the this single mother, and for the single mother they have not allowed the take the egg of the donor eggs. Here it is the biological mother who have to give, and here the single mother will be in the case of the those who are the divorcee, or the who are the widow and the divorcee. Okay, so this is all about. Next important news is with respect to the this Red Sea crisis that is going on and our India's initiative. So here it is mentioning that how this Red Sea is crucial for India. Near about 25% of our cargo ship that is passing through that, and yes, it is very much important for the both import and export. 4% of the export and 14% of the import that goes to through the Red Sea. Okay, so that's why it's become very important if we have to move from the Cape of Good Sea, Good Hope. So it will be very difficult. The path will be very large, and there will be the very high amount of the expenditure, fuel, and insurance. We need to give the insurance coverage for this if you are going through this route. So this become a bit difficult. So we came up with this India Middle East Europe Economic Corridor. This is known as the IMEC, and it was announced on the G20 summit. Okay, by that we are going to move from the Mumbai to the state of Hormuz, and after that going through the this Saudi Arabia, then Israel, and after that Greece, and entering into the Europe. This will be our path. But the thing is that this state of Hormuz, this is controlled by the Iran, and there is many of the European countries not comfortable with this. So the proposal was that we should we should include the Oman. Oman is there, and by that we can move, we can replace the Iranian dependency. So let me show you this. So this is the state of Hormuz. Here this is the state of Hormuz. So from here, from the Mumbai, we want to come to here. This is port in Mumbai, and we want to come here, UAE, and after that we want to this path, and we want to reach the Israel, and then Greece, and then into the Europe. So this is our path, but the thing is that this has become a bit difficult. Okay, so due to the Iranian involvement, that's why the beside that it is estimated that this will slash the cost 40 to 30%. Such cost cutting is there, but the thing is that it will be not that much easier, because it is asking that there is just so many jurisdictions so that this path will pass, and that will result into the lot of other expenditure, and that's why what we are thinking is not that much achievable. So here it is asking that please go through the a study of all this multinational transition and how this economic advantage is that is going to be provided. So please go through, and after that only then you should operationalize. And this is the reason why the investment is not coming into this IMEC project. So this is all about. So yes. Next important news is with respect to this Gemini AI. This is the artificial intelligence, and this was a chat box that was producing the image as well. But recently it has come into the controversy. The first thing that it is became controversial into the India due to the one of the its reply One of the user asked that, is Modi a fascist? The Gemini AI replied that he is accused of implementing policy that export categorized as the fascist. So being criticized by the Indian ministry, and also this is not taken good. Beside that, there is the one issue with the Google that it when it was being asked to create the image, there was so much controversial image of the people, and there was the case of the nudity and such as the pornography. So it was the Google DeepMind. Okay, so that's why it has been stopped and there has been the change. Okay, we have also seen this with the Sora, that is the this video creator of the Open AI. Here we have seen that there was the misuse of that, and now there has been the they have put the filter so that the personality and words such as the violent, sexual and hateful language that has been the filter, and that's why we are going to prevent this misuse. So you should know Gemini and Sora, they are the AI tool. Maybe the UPSC can ask into the its prelims examination. So this is all about for the today news. We will conclude our session here. Thank you for joining the session. All the best. Jai Hind.